The mundane world you know is a lie, fraying at the edges. Follow the echoes of Metropolis, chase the truth to its source, and ascend. You are entering White Walls, a chronicle about Mage the Ascension and Kult Divinity Lost. Due to adult language and the violent nature and intense horror themes of our tales of terror and damnation, we encourage listener discretion. Welcome to VorpalTales, where we play terrifying tales and awesome adventures every day of the week and more. For you mage lovers, this is a bittersweet day, as it's our Season 1 finale, but do not fear. Season 2 returns later this year, and you can catch me playing a mage in our Contagion Chronicle crossover story, No Time for Reality, Season 2, beginning May 28th. Beginning June 1st, we'll be launching our Vorpal Chronicle of Darkness, spanning multiple game lines and beginning with Mage the Awakening. If it's the dark and scary that calls to you, we have Unknown Armies Sunday evenings, Vampire the Masquerade, Starlight and Smoke right here beginning next week on Sunday nights. A Scarred Lands one-shot this week called Dark Voodoo on the Bayou, run by Patty on Tuesday on the Onyx Path channel. Alien the RPG, Acid and Ice, our new campaign beginning Thursdays this week. Call of Cthulhu, Forget-Me-Not on Friday evenings. And beginning next Friday, Ravenloft on Friday nights. Beginning on May 29th, Simba Room on Saturday evenings. And finally, for the next 3 Saturday nights, Necrobiotic, the hot new Kickstarter game that kickstarts Tuesday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rachel. Pretty sure it's Tuesday. The 12th.
Yes, the 12th.
Lots of horror. If it's a bit of sci-fi intrigue that you fancy, a little less for now, but still there. We have Dune, Houses of the Lands Red on Mondays, and Fallout, Radioactive Summers on Wednesdays. Both are real hot. Come check them out. Be sure to check our website, VorpalTales.com, to see our complete calendar, get recaps, get links to archives of shows you miss. For instance, if it's Mother's Day and you can't watch this show till later, this is where it will be. You can also find links to all our social media here and our Patreon. Be sure to follow on Twitch so you can get notified, and subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. We will be doing a drawing real soon because we passed our next double lot milestone and are well on our way to the next, where there will be another drawing for free PDFs. Special thanks to Onyx Path Publishing and White Wolf for gifting us the World of Darkness and all the support they offer, and to Helmgast and Wodivius for the newest version of Kult Divinity Lost. Thanks to our partner Astral Tabletop for our virtual space, and to @NateMid from VorpalTales, who creates most of our Astral character sheets. Thanks to Dark Somnium Music, Darren Curtis Music, and Savic Music for providing some of the sounds you'll hear in this chronicle, as well as Helmgast for letting us use the Kult Divinity Lost soundtrack. Links to all of this awesomeness will appear in chat shortly. Awaken Seekers of Enlightenment, tell us of yourself and who your mage is in this chronicle.
Hello, everybody. I am Steve. You can find me all over the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and tonight I am playing Drake Jones, the Akashayana. I always call him a punch mage, but I feel like he's more than that now. He is ascended.
That's
None
not
of you were who you
forbidden.
once were.
This is true. Oh god. Hey everybody, I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, and tonight I shall be playing Gabriel, the Fey-touched mage, who is no longer so much a time mage as he is an entropy mage because of those pesky pixies. Anyway, also part of the Cult of Ecstasy.
Hi, I'm Eric at Maroon Recluse on Twitter, and tonight I'll be playing Jose Vega, the constantly conflicted Catholic priest and member of the Celestial Chorus.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere on the internet. And tonight I will be playing Sophie the Mind and Madness Mage.
Hello, my name is Jared, and tonight I'll be playing Leo, the now Get a Fenris Werewolf. I'll be initiated in. It's gonna be nice.
Excellent. I had to find my unmute button. Now, Ever, if you would, as usual, please read the recap one more time for this season.
Okay. The black spiral dancer appears friendly as he greets Leo and asks for a hug. Leo isn't buying it. His cousin says he heard Leo needed some help. Daniel and Sophie both try to use their magic against him, but are thwarted. His patience at an end, the dancer slaps Leo and says, "Tag, you're it!" before running deeper into the dojo. Gabriel looks behind himself to see a street brawl break out, almost as if someone cast Create Riot. The magic affects us as well. Leo barrels through, going after his cousin. The other mages quickly follow suit, except for Drake, who retains the presence of mind to recognize that everyone else just ran through a shielded portal. It's not just a portal, it's a barrier to another world. Everyone else learns this the hard way, taking aggravated damage going through the portal. Drake quickly wards himself before going through. Drake wants to heal his friends, but realizes he doesn't have enough time. Especially because 2 more people have joined the first Black Spiral Dancer, and we're in the worst nightmare of the Teutoburg Forest. We hear wolf howls everywhere. "I told you, you were it! You suck at this game!" Leo's cousin says, right before shifting into war form. He strikes a nearby rock with claws, and red, yellow, and black liquid dissolves the rock. He flies at Leo, slashing him badly. Daniel manages to set the Black Spiral Dancer on fire while realizing we're in the actual wild. Daniel's target counterattacks, inflicting heavy damage. Father Vega draws on his magic to force one of the dancers back into human form. Leo draws on Gaia's rage to force his transformation. It works well enough to drive him into frenzy, and his wolf senses pick up an army of Fomori advancing. Leo lets out a roar of rage, bolts towards one of the dancers, and literally rips his head off. Oddly enough, he seems willing to let this happen. Sophie tries to inflict hysterical blindness on the werewolf, and realizes this aspect of the wild has somehow become infected. "We gotta move," she calls out. Drake thinks this land can theoretically be purged, but we don't have the raw power. He does attempt to cleanse the Fomori, but can't quite summon the power. He does construct a shield, then grabs a wounded Daniel and sprints away. Gabriel realizes, due to his frequent prayers to earth deities, he could possibly call upon them for aid. He invokes Nehemoth, a Vanir of nature personified. His power is such that Gabriel now manifests true faith. Gabriel no longer has spirit wings, he has true angel wings. Thanks to Nehemoth, they're made of raptor feathers. A voice responds to Gabriel in some kind of wolf language. "See ya, cuz! The family says hi! All of us," says Leo's cousin before melting back into the forest. Leo manages to slip out of frenzy enough to gain control. "Even Mom and Dad say hi." Leo tries to chase his cousin deeper into the forest, but the voice behind him stops him. "Hey, sexy, I hear you want to play." Leo's alone in the wild with Lacey. The rest of us get half a mile away to the shores of a large lake. Shit, where's Leo? We want to go after Leo, but Drake wants to make a plan. While we discuss, we hear, "My child." A figure emerges from the water without even disturbing the surface. It's a chimera of various different animals with sharp wooden teeth and ice blue eyes. Gabriel immediately recognizes his goddess, and the way the wild alters itself to accommodate the spirit as it walks up to him. This is a really bad time. We have to go help our friend right now," is what Gabriel manages to gasp out. "He's fighting his own demons," the being responds. "As all of you have not, including you," it says, extending an arm branch to Sophie. The touch doesn't hurt, but Sophie does feel slightly more comfortable around Gabriel than she did 5 minutes ago. Gabriel identifies this being as more gentry than God. The deity agrees. Gabriel asks what he can do, and Nerthus asserts that due to Gabriel's prayer, their essences are now bound together. It punches into Gabriel's chest, removing his heart and wrapping it in vines and leaves. The hand remains within Gabriel, growing something else in its place. Gabriel asks if he's a fetch. He's not. The question amuses her, but he's closer to her kind than he was before. Indeed, his primary sphere is now entropy. By the time this concludes, we realize Leo has had more than enough time in his fight with Lacey. Leo invokes his gifts from Fenris, including Razor Claws, again and again. Lacey's got him trapped in a time loop. Leo tries keeping time by counting his heartbeats to break out. The rest of the mages here behind us. Hello, lovelies. Father Vega, my friend. It's Lacey, with a pack of undead wolves. Daniel invokes his belt, which works. It seems to please her. Father Vega is distracted by Lacey's urging him to make a loved one bleed. After some inner conflict, he asks Drake for some help and slices the Akashiyana's hand open with a letter opener, smearing the blood over his face. Leo, sacrificing his rage and will, breaks out of the spell. At least he's not in frenzy anymore. Sophie attacks Lacey's mind, but the magic backfires and leaves Sophie trapped in her own memories. Drake calls on his Akashiyana training to bolster his physical prowess. Veins popping in his temple, Drake is at the peak of his training. He sprints directly at Lacey, giving her a massive thunder kick. Two wolves leap to defend her, taking the brunt of the damage so Lacey remains unharmed. Gabriel double checks to make sure we're facing the right Nefandi. There's only one here, which bodes well for Father Vega. He decides to attack Lacey's affinity for bilocation. Lacey decides it's time to fight dirty. As Leo breaks out of the time trap, she immediately lunges at Leo, laughing the whole time while stabbing him. Unfortunately for Leo, the knife is made of silver. It even drains his gnosis. Daniel attacks her with lightning. It's not as pleasurable as the belt. It's the first time we've heard Lacey shriek in pain. Vega violently flings more of the wolves away. Leo shreds Lacey with his razor claws, his attack slowed by her clothing. But he does draw blood. Drake whips up a small leaf storm and calls upon his arcane to help him sneak up to Lacey. Sophie, meanwhile, has broken through Lacey's mental wards. Instead of attacking, Sophie gifts the Nefandi with her memories of being loved and feeling compassion. It seems to have some effect as Lacey looks confused and her bilocating double blinks out. At least she's only with Leo now. We still have the wolves to deal with. Fortunately, Drake and Daniel have this handled. Meanwhile, Gabriel also breaks past Lacey's wards, but he's not quite sure what to do. He doesn't understand these feelings. Maybe because he doesn't have a heart anymore? Leo continues his attack, calling more strongly on Father Fenris for aid. He summons every predator, including 2 spirit panthers, and bids them attack Lacey. They pin her down, freeing Leo to execute Lacey. The sword sings as he wields it, empowering the ambient spirits. With a single slice, Leo decapitates her. Just as Gabriel realizes, Lacey had prepared for her death. The last thing she says is, "My life for Sobek. The ritual is complete." Silver and black energy shoot into the sky. Leo continues hacking at her body, dissolving from violence into sobs. Thus do we find him. The camera cuts to a very faraway place, where Mr. White sits in a strange, malevolent throne. There's a book in his lap. He drums his finger, checks his watch, and says, "Yes, it's time." Silver and black energy shoot from the sky and hit an orb in front of him. He swirls his finger in a deliberate pattern, and a call grows out of it. "Destiny awaits," he says, as he steps into the call.
Thank you. When we open, you will be returned. Slight time jump, maybe half an hour. You rejoined with Leo. Leo stepped you sideways out of the wild and back into the real world. And Daniel, before immediately having to leave for reasons we'll get into shortly, was able to help Leo discover where to step sideways out to where Lacey stepped in from, instead of back to your location to wherever it is Lacey came from, which returns you to a horror dungeon with blood and viscera and less pleasant and savory things everywhere. Set type blasphemy, altered dream. But in the room are chained up 3 living people. One being your changeling friend Tam. One being one of the other changelings you saw chained up with Tam. And the final one being Sophie's uncle. The changeling who is not Tam just stares off into the corner, mute, unresponsive to any stimulus. And the uncle is a gibbering wreck of a madman. This is where you begin. Also, as soon as he helped Leo discover where to leave you, Daniel said he had received a message and had to immediately leave. Events are happening with the Order of Hermes due to what the Sisterhood had been doing. You'll have to wait to season 2 to find out what that's all about. Also, I'm going to have Rachel describe the second changeling that's with Tam, because that was also a piece for Daniel, who could not join us today because college finals are happening. This changeling is actually the most modern reincarnation of Harry's changeling character from your game, because crossovers are the best. So describe him how you will, how you think he would be. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so he would be a pretty tall, beefy guy. Probably dressed like a lumberjack or a biker. It's a lot of denim and plaid flannel. Really tall. And if you have face sight, if you can see through the mists, he's got bright blue skin and horns. But both his feigning and his actual appearance, he's got just really horrible facial scarring on one side of his face. Like he was burned or maybe splashed with acid or something happened.
And that is the one who's just staring off into space, not responding to stimuli. He saw something horrible, clearly. Changelings are more susceptible to that than other supernaturals. I leave the scene to you. Sam's freaking out like, oh my god, you're here, let me out. Just like a word vomit of free me.
Well, I start untying everybody.
They're not tied, they're shackled.
Or shackled, or breaking the chains, or whatever.
You try very hard. Still in werewolf form and are unable to. Clearly these are ensorcelled.
Put me through.
Oh. Okay, Father. Do what you gotta do.
I concentrate on Prime and seeing if I can manipulate the stuff that makes up the shackles. See if I could just have them open through the mechanism or just destroy them?
Roll your arete against a difficulty of 6.
All right. 4 dice this time.
People are fucked up.
I'll spend a quintessence to make it a 5. Is that okay?
Yep.
Cool. Good thing I did too. I got a 10, a 9, and a 5.
Okay, 3 successes. Now roll your awareness plus perception, difficulty 6. 10s will double on this roll.
Okay. Okay. One success only.
You start with Tam, the uncle, or the unnamed changeling.
I'll start with Tam.
You grab the shackles, and there's a distinct cracking noise like branches breaking in winter, even though nothing is visible happens. And then the shackles visibly dull, like they're instantly aging and giving way to oxygenation. And then one of the shackles pops loose, and Tam's their hand falls out, but you grab the other shackle on a reflex before it can pop out, as you suddenly realize these are trapped. When they release, the bad things will happen.
Oh shit!
So of course they are.
Right. Expect the worst with the Fandy.
They've done something to the prisoners, wherein if the shackles are released, so essentially you can see it when the other hand drops out. There were spikes on the inside jammed into the hands. The left-hand side was injecting the venom. The right-hand side was injecting the antitoxin.
The antidote. Oh, shit. Fuck. Drake, I need you here.
Yeah, what can I do?
They're being poisoned. We need to nullify the poison.
Okay. Kind of just reach my hand out and see, using life, and maybe even entropy. Can I find the poison and pull it out?
First roll awareness plus perception, difficulty 6. This will help simplify the roll if you succeed.
It's season finale. I will blow a quintessence to make that 5.
Okay. Or no, willpower to get an automatic success. This isn't a spell
it's not
roll.
it's aware. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that.
Same difference. You have votes you've never used.
Oh yeah, I have a ton of votes. Even after last week. Okay. Alright, difficulty. Or no, 1 extra. Okay, come on, Steven. Alright, awareness plus perception. Come on.
Meanwhile, Sophie will be there just trying to calm Tam down. Like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you out of here.
5 successes.
It's all over.
Plus,
Nice.
Plus the willpower is 6.
So you probably won't need the quintessence because that drops the nullification roll with your spell to 4 from 9. So arete roll DC 4.
Nice.
5 successes.
You were easily able to nullify the poison on all 3 of them.
Well done.
Yeah, I just kind of reach in and you almost kind of see like my hand, like my avatar hand separates physically from me and kind of almost reaches into them and just sort of just lets the poison flow into it and then just kind of pulls it back out. And I just have kind of cupped in my hand like the poison in each of them and just let it run out.
Tam falls free because at that point you can let go. You can have him let go of the shackle, Father Vega, and he accidentally scratches Sophie, grabbing onto her, and the wound in Tam's hand touches your wound, and it's like Tam was shocked, like a jolt, and his pupils dilate to full size, and he just looks at you and says, "Oh, that's fascinating," and then passes out.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, like something about you, Sophie.
You felt something too, but you don't know what it was. You've never experienced anything like that before. was almost like kinship.
Huh. Well, look at that.
Okay. Well, now that Cam is healthy, we're gonna put a pin in that. And Sophie's gonna go to her uncle. You said he was like a gibbering wreck.
Yes, Father Vega is able to free him, and Drake is able to unpoison him, but he's like every stereotype from every movie in an insane asylum.
Is there any way for Sophie to use, probably not with just 3 dots, but is there any way for Sophie to use her mind to ease his pain?
With 3 dots, you can't fix the condition, but you can ease the symptoms. Yes, go ahead and roll irritate difficulty 6.
Okay. I should have fished out my dice before we started. I apologize.
Can I give her a quintessence to knock the difficulty down 1?
You can irritate difficulty 5.
Thank you.
First, you just don't fail the roll. You'll be fine. That's for Eric to irritate difficulty 5. Only Father Vega can do this, obviously, because Prime.
Okay.
What'd you get, Father Vega?
A 9 and a 5.
1 success is enough. No, that's 2. Difficulty 5. So yes, you're able to channel 1 point of your quintessence into Sophie.
Okay. So for my roll, what was the DC?
6. 5 now. You get a free quintessence.
Neat, because I got a 5 and a 6, and I also got 2 1s.
Okay.
No.
That's rough, buddy.
You're able
my
to
dice.
sedate his mind enough that he basically falls asleep, but you can't. There's and here in this place, there's no way you can get through to him because that's a failure,
Okay.
but not a critical failure. You get a weird sensation when you do too, when you use the mind magic. That hasn't happened before. It's like simultaneously one of those annoying brainstem headaches, just for a second, but also a rush of euphoria. Father Vegas, since you happen to be right there, make a perception plus alertness, please. Difficulty 6.
Perception plus alertness? Okay. 1 second. Oh shit, that's not good at all. I got a 10 and 2 1s.
10s delete 1s, so that's 2 successes. Sophie's left eye has turned a rich emerald green instantly.
What is happening with you?
Yeah.
You don't know what he's talking about. Obviously, you can't see your own eye.
I'll take out my reflective cross. I know it's gonna bug the shit out of her, but I'll hold it up to her anyway, so she can see herself in the reflection.
You restrain yourself from punching him, and you see that, yes, not only has it changed, but like I said, it's a rich emerald green, which is not a human eye color. It's not like human eye green, it's emerald eye green.
That's weird.
Fucked up.
Vega doesn't know much about mind magic, so he'll confer to Sophie, anybody else who has mind magic instead. And he's like, "Can we help him? Can we repair his mind?"
Given enough
Eventually.
time, you think you can.
Not right
yes.
now.
If it is possible, then we should bring him back to the Chantry. Yes.
We're not gonna get anything done here, I can tell you that for sure. This place is creepy as fuck. I want to get out of here.
Sooner the
Come on, we
better.
got one more.
You are able to release the last changeling. No response to any stimulus. Even when using mind magic, because we need Harry to roleplay himself. He's just catatonic, so you sedate him also. And you'll have to address that at a later time also. But you have rescued all 3 of the survivors. You don't know what became of the other 2 changelings you saw get into that original building so many weeks ago. But these 2 are here and alive.
Maybe it's a question we can ask later on.
It's probably the first time you feel satisfaction. You killed Lacey and you rescued some people. Like real satisfaction, I mean.
I actually feel like I'm doing something good right now. No.
You return them to the Chantry. Then we're going to do another slight time jump. Only a few days, though. So you can recover all your willpower. And any wound that was not aggravated. If you had aggravated wounds, they would downgrade to lethal during that time.
What about my
lethal and below will heal.
What about my silver wound?
That would you would have had time to dig the silver out, and then you would have regenerated the lethal damage.
Okay, so
Only take a run as dire wolf form, and you'd have been fine.
Gotcha.
The perks of being a werewolf.
Cool.
So, Genevieve inflicted that perma wound on me. Is that still there?
Say that again?
Genevieve inflicted that perma wound on me that one time.
That would be downgraded to lethal now, which means it will heal. It's no longer perma wound.
Yay.
With the ability, while waiting, to actually spend your days doing nothing but long, in-depth healing rituals with Drake in the lead and your apprentices helping. The time jump takes us long enough to get to the next crescent moon. During which, 24 hours beforehand, you all receive a formal invitation in your mailbox. It's like a wedding invitation, but fancier. And, one for each of you except Leo, because he just knows. The night before you get the invitation, all the dogs in the neighborhood go insane, and there's a lot of random werewolf howling, and when Leo wakes up, he's like, today's the day.
Yep.
But the rest of you get actual invitations to a celebration. It's going to be a ritual followed by a feast in the old Scandinavian tradition.
It's going to be epic.
Why does my
As long as it's
invitation
not
smell like
Midsummer,
wet
I'm
dog?
okay for it.
I don't know.
You all have a chance to prepare how you want, doll up if you choose, whatever you wish to do. Leo, you don't have to do anything in this scene. You merely have to attend as you are. But the rest of them can do whatever they want because they're going to a big party with a bunch of scary werewolves. At least that's how they would think of it.
Are we supposed to like show up naked? Like, how does this work?
You have no idea, Leo.
Yes.
To be honest with you, Leo would definitely go topless, so he would go shirtless with like war paint on and all that good crap.
Oh. Gabriel,
Yeah.
dude,
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I got the hookup. Don't you worry. You leave it to me, and I'll make sure that you go, and that you've got the best fashion to the sevens. Okay.
Are you gonna put me in fitness wear?
And give up. No, we can't wear the same thing.
I am fine in
What?
my normal.
No. You. I got you. Trust me? You trust me, right?
Most of the time.
Good. I'll be back.
Ugh.
Deuces. And Drake leaves.
I just pictured those two like in a 90s music video with like, you know how like they have the sweatsuits on back in the day with like the chains and shit.
So Drake goes shopping. The Nightbot ruled out. Fuck. No. Nightbot, boo. Drake goes shopping very quickly for one, formal athletic wear, and two,
Wait. What is formal athletic wear?
Adidas tracksuit.
the full Adidas tracksuit, but like
That's a mob tuxedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like real high end with like just like really, it's yeah.
Sideways hat and everything.
And I get Gabriel.
Oh God. Oh God.
Just a denim vest, okay, with the frayed arms, and I want to get a rush job of like a badass like airbrushing on the back, with like some clock patches and just like just want like a patched up airbrush denim vest that I'm going to tell him he has to wear shirtless, and just like some great biker jeans and a chain and a chain wallet and some boots, and that's what I am bringing back for Gabriel to wear.
Are you gonna wear it?
I will wear the jacket, and the rest I will pick out myself. But those boots are pretty fabulous, so I might wear those too.
Okay, well, it is a vest, bro, so you gotta wear it without a shirt. That's like mandatory.
Disagree.
Whoa.
Definitely disagree.
You get denim on denim, man. That's what you gotta wear to these things.
Oh God, no, that hurts. That physically hurts me. Drake, I love you, man, but
I paid a lot of money for this. You know how expensive airbrushing is?
Especially same day airbrushing.
Same day airbrushing, man. We did the pattern. That guy canceled. You don't like it?
No, Drake, I like it. It's great. I will wear it. I just am going to wear a shirt underneath. Okay? Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I got something for you.
Oh,
and I go find.
Fuck.
I go find like a Middleburg, Tennessee Harley Davidson bike shop shirt, and just hand it to him. That'll go. That pairs well with it. There you go.
Well, I guess that it's not what I thought you were gonna pull out. I thought you were gonna pull out a crop top net shirt or something. I mean, that I've worn before, but don't ask.
While you're saying that, you floof it out, and it's got like the most cartoon exaggerated muscle biker and biggest boobed biker chick on the back of a giant motorcycle riding through demons in hell.
Oh my God.
Why do you all hate me so much? Thanks, Drake.
I got you, bruh.
You got me a bra too? I don't. No, there's. No.
It's not what I mean.
I will gratefully accept your fashion.
So Zaftig wants to know the airbrush design. Okay. So the airbrush design is definitely Big Ben, but like badass, with like storms and electricity like striking around it as like bikers fly around it, like casting spells towards it. Yeah. Wizard bikers riding through an electrical storm around Big Ben.
I'd actually wear that in my life.
All right, everybody, for Tyler's birthday, the whole cast and fans are going to get together, pool in our money together, and get Tyler that jacket. That's just what we're going to do.
So I do have a question. The
Deep V-neck
actual invites, they are very fancy invites, correct?
Fancy in that there's a lot of embossing on the cards, but it doesn't look like a wedding invitation. It's actually crescent moon behind it with obviously the archetypal wolves howling at it, standing on a rock, and it's surrounded by Old Norse, Old Scandinavian runic markings, authentic ones.
I just want to make sure because judging by the card, usually you can get the tone of the party, whether it's like a formal affair or stuff like that. So,
no idea from the card. You're gonna have to guess. What's Father Vega and Sophie gonna wear?
I'll give you 3 guesses as to what Father Vega's gonna wear.
First guess would be Speedos.
Yes. Leo's all over that one. It's like, you want to be a Speedo bro, man? Me and you, Father Vega, come on.
Second guess, full cowboy. Boots have spurs. Yeah, I give up then.
You should wear full vestments, like your entire like litany robe type thingamabob, and your pope hat and whatever else it is that you've got.
Only if he's asked to show up in, you know, that kind of attire, like if he's expected to like conduct a ritual or something, or
No indication of that.
Full
Probably not,
Easter
so-
You
mass
find that
vestments.
highly unlikely.
yeah, highly unlikely indeed. So he's just gonna go his regular stuff, like his regular getup, like that's fine.
You wear a collar. Like a
Mhm.
Catholic collar, not a collared shirt.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about Sophie?
Sophie's gonna break out the best of her wardrobe. So like really nice, well-made black leather corset that's got like really cool like silver chains on the side panels, and then like a ripped up, not a ripped up, but like artistically ripped kind of like black boho skirt with like fishnets and big stompy boots and like jewelry like this. It's like, hey, it's got a crescent moon. I've got a crescent moon jewelry. Yeah, so it is all very goth, but all very expensive goth.
Nice.
Last but not least, let's hear what Gabriel actually puts together for an outfit.
Can I make one suggestion though for Eric before he officially picks?
Sure.
So, hey Padre, I found this pretty cool thing. I think it fits your aesthetic pretty well. I want to show him a picture of Papa Emeritus from Ghost. I can send you a chat on the side, Eric.
Oh, forgive my ignorance.
Oh, jeez. So wait, you were just messing with me. I actually get to pick my own outfit.
What?
That's what Tyler said.
Well, yes, but you might hurt Drake's feelings if you don't incorporate some of his stuff.
Ooh.
You
Drake
have
worked
the choice.
hard,
So the answer to your question is you have the choice whether or not to hurt Drake's feelings.
I don't want to hurt Drake's feelings because I know that he is my friend. Fuck it. So, Steve, out of character, would that actually hurt Drake's feelings? Or are you just messing with me, the player, because you're a booger?
Drake legitimately feels like he's like out of character. Drake legitimately does feel like he's trying to help you fit in with the scenario and setting that he is interpreting, because he was allowed to stay, remember? So he got to spend a little bit of time with them. So he wants you to be like the coolest, best werewolf biker there.
Carrie did allow him to stay.
Yep.
I know what I'm gonna do. So, the airbrushed vest absolutely 100% stays. The boots 100% stay. But Gabriel takes these leather pants and tailors them with either magic or physical tailoring, I have no idea, to be more like straight leg, so they're more form-fitting. And underneath of the jean vest, he wears a black turtleneck with long sleeves that it's got thumb holes, so they look kind of like gloves. And then over top of that, he wears his usual jewelry and attaches his collar pins to the vest so that it's still got his style as well.
Approved. So, you all get gussied up as your individual styles would approve. I need to know if Father Vega's going to wear that hat.
Aw, I tried.
Disappointed. Okay.
Father, why do you gotta be such a killjoy?
You answered your own
You
question.
arrive. You get in your car. Drake's the driver normally, right? Is that how that worked? I don't remember.
I think it was me that was the driver, but then I lost the driver.
Okay.
Well, I think it might have been me. I've got 2 dots in drive.
It's you now.
I want to say.
Oh, and he does keep the wallet chain, by the way, because it looks pretty awesome.
Okay.
You
common
walk
sense,
in
too.
front of Sophie, and she's just like,
Proved. Yeah, but how do you react to Sophie all done up and looking all hot?
Can't really read his face. But his eyes linger. And you're not sure if he's zoned out or actually looking at your outfit. You can't tell.
It's a long drive into the Dunwich Woods outside of Arkham, deep into them. And after a certain point, you reach the last turnoff in the state park you pulled into 20 minutes ago after a 2-hour drive. And you have to walk another 20 minutes uphill, getting some good glute workouts going on. Until you can
I walk
feel it.
behind Gabriel.
Okay. For no reason.
Nope.
Those boots do a lot for why you're walking behind Gabriel too. Because those boots definitely have a heel. So,
Helping my boy out. Nice.
you can feel as you approach a clearing, you can see ahead, like the air changes around you, like the ambiance just changes. Not just because twilight has passed and now it's actually nighttime, but the aura of the area has changed. The area has changed dramatically. It feels more somber. Serious is probably a better word.
I imagine Vega's pestering Gabriel the whole way at some point, like asking him how he feels and what happened back there. I would imagine he gets brushed off a lot, judging by the new Gabriel.
I feel. I don't know, actually.
You really mean to tell me that we're not going to talk about this? We're not going to discuss this at all?
Oh, well, no, hold on. Feelings, I don't know. But which part?
That thing, that creature ripped your heart out and replaced it with something else.
Oh,
You're
that.
different, we can all tell.
Yeah.
Something happened to you back there. I don't understand what happened.
I'm not exactly sure either. Yo no sé, padre. I don't even know how to put it into words. I mean, there was searing pain and then nothing. And he kind of looks at Father Vega and there's a flicker of something. But you're not really sure what. It is an emotion. But it's
not one that I've seen him emote before.
Player knowledge, it is longing.
And at the end of that conversation, you arrive at the edge of the clearing, and you don't see any other entities or beings there yet. It's a big open clearing, and on the other side of the clearing is trees that butt up against a slight another rise because Dunwich Forest moves into mountains eventually, and you're in the hill area. And the hill that abuts there actually has a cave opening inside of it. In the middle of the clearing is looks like a giant henge stone, like the kind of stones you'd see at a henge, just by itself, buried deep in the ground. The top half is silver and the bottom half is obsidian black, and it's covered top to bottom, left to right, all the way around in old Scandinavian runes. So none of you have any idea what they mean, but they're clearly telling a history of some kind. And it's very quiet, and because it's a crescent moon, you're only getting hints of moonlight coming down, but they all seem to be hitting the henge stone directly, and all the rest is in shadow, and a ground mist starts floating into the clearing.
Oh, it's really pretty, actually.
There's a sense of anticipation. Everything is waiting for you.
Leo, what do we do?
You think I know?
Yeah.
In here.
These are your people.
You're the fuzzy one.
I literally just met these people. What are you talking about?
Oh. Howl. That's a thing, right?
I guess.
Yeah, do a little, just the smallest awoo.
So I'm gonna go into the middle of the clearing.
As soon as you walk into the clearing,
Did Tyler just break us?
the little awoo, yes. As soon as you step into the clearing, silver and red eyes fill the forest around the entire circle and even inside the cave. And wolves, big ones, like as big as you, some larger, step out and begin surrounding the stone, and they're all facing you, Leo, leaving a spot for you at the head of the stone. They emerge silently from the woods, and then you see torches sputter to life all around the circle that were hidden in the trees, the firelights reflecting off their silvery eyes. It's very eerie. And they're dead silent. They make no noise moving across the field, or no noise sitting in front of the stone, and the mist is like it's attracted to them and just flutters around their paws. And then, noise had been silent somehow until Leo stepped in, and you can hear the sounds of the forest. And you can hear that there's a large brook flowing into the cave and a waterfall somewhere in the distance. And one of the wolves stands up and merges into the near human form, where they're like very hairy people, and approaches the mages. Ever will be role-playing this character. This is the master of the Rite, Ever.
Oh, is it document time?
It is.
Oh god.
You can describe the appearance of said wolf and then roleplay for them.
That's in another document entirely, dang it. Why do you do this to me? Well, I'm so sorry.
You can all enjoy the awesome ambience for a second. It's good.
My computer's decided that it doesn't approve of my attempting to regale you.
Rude.
Right? Okay.
From memory.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
So, do it from memory my ears.
That works.
So the leader of the sept she has copper-colored hair, freckles, and green eyes, very pale skin. She is wearing her biker outfit with a Scottish flag patch and an American flag patch on the arms. Actually,
Thanks.
okay.
I can finish that part. You're good.
Oh well, I realized. Okay,
You can backtrack. It's okay.
yay. Sorry guys, I'm really nervous. The leader.
Wrong wolf, but we're doing a different one. We're good.
Wait, which wolf?
Oh, I thought that's what you were going to say as you were describing the wrong wolf.
No. The
Okay.
leader, Kari Oxness, steps forward. Her copper hair glints in the moonlight, and she looks like a war goddess in her biker gear. A Scottish flag patch on one arm, an American flag patch on the other, and a large wolf patch on the back of her leather jacket. Her green eyes are like emeralds in the depth of an unlit cave. The energy she gives off is normally calming and strength, but tonight, there's an added hint of the feral in her smile. It's impressive. She's only about 5'3", but her presence towers over even the tallest of the sept. It is time, her voice echoes. We pass through the gauntlet into the Umbra. With that, she steps to the side and disappears without a sound or effect, as if she simply passes through an invisible doorway.
That's where I'll stop you.
Okay.
That is the redhead that you had all met very briefly. But not like this. This is different. It's like you're seeing her for the first time here. A wolf walks up to Leo, takes him by the arm and guides him towards the brook. And wolves walk up to each of you. They look very much like bodyguards or guardians or some role of protector, just by the garb they're wearing. They all have ceremonial knives and hatchets on their belt, and they have war paint on their face, Scandinavian war paint. You know, look like they're there to fight for you, perhaps. But one of them in particular stops in front of you and says, "There are rules you must follow." It's a large fellow, African American descent, heavily scarred, clearly a veteran because there's gray in his beard, which is quite long and well braided. And you must understand, if you break the rules, we cannot protect you even as guardians. You understand, yes? Where you are going is dangerous. Some parts you may not be allowed to participate in because you may die. Do you understand? Waits for each of you to assent with either verbally or a nod.
Yeah. You're not gonna kill our friend, are you?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, then yeah, I totally consent.
He will endure pain, though.
We put him through a lot of pain all the time. It's fine.
Looks at Drake, because Drake has not nodded or said anything.
Oh,
Steve hasn't.
Oh, I thought this was Drake's like. I thought it was rhetorical. I thought I was like pretty much an honorary member already. So like,
Oh my god.
That makes him smile a little, just with one side of his mouth.
yeah, nah, man.
Here are
carry
the
on.
rules. Do not howl before the master of the howl does, or cheer, or make any noise of praise. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
You are encouraged to join in call and response. Wolves always have priority in speaking over any of you. When we go to feast, first the leaders, then the initiates, and then the cubs, which is you. And when we revel, you may watch, but you may not participate. Do you accept?
Yes.
What? Yeah. What's revel?
They all smile. You'll see.
Oh. Okay.
They lead you. They lead you to the cave and pull you inside. Each of them takes an arm, and inside the cave is where the brook ends. And the water goes from moving and babbling and frenzied because there's a waterfall farther down. In an unnatural span of time, it's completely crystal clear and reflective. It's like a mirror. And they tell you to simply relax and allow them, because this will not work the way it does for you. And Leo's already gone. Another wolf took him. all of the wolves, of which there were probably 10 or 12 are gone, except for you and the 4 with each of you. The one that guided you through the stepping across, Leo, introduces himself as the master of the challenge. His eyes are night blue, like a starless sky, like the most Scandinavian blue. He has dark brown skin, and his black hair is cut to a fade, and is wearing a perfectly tailored business suit, which is weird, but it takes all types to run a sept. The Get of Fenris is full of surprises, Leo.
Bro.
For the rest of you, though, they tell you to gaze into the water. And as you gaze into the water, they begin chanting in a low voice, and it's very hypnotic and mesmerizing. And it feels like the water is pulling you in, and then they push you into the brook. Being pulled through the gauntlet into the Umbra, instead of using magic, is different. It's not like anything you've done to cross over. It's like diving into a pool of still glacial water. It's crisp, but it takes your breath away. For a second, everything slows. You can feel your hair flowing back like it would in water, and for just a moment, you can't tell which direction gravity is. The Umbra looks like the place that everyone was just standing, but the colors are inverted like a photo negative. Not only that, but the shapes of all surrounding things and beings are wrapped in an electric white aura outlining you. You find you can regain your breath, but you still maintain a slight buoyant feeling. It's slightly vertigo-inducing. But also, it's like that feeling you get in your chest of anticipation, like a sparkler. You know something magical and rife with power is going to happen. And then you pass through. Entering the Umbra, you understand that you're in the cave still, but you're also in the wild, because you've been here before. This is a different part of it, though. Think of the Umbra like the universe, and different parts of the spirit realm like galaxies, and different sections of the spirit realm like solar systems and planets. The wild is a galaxy. You're in a different planet than you were last time. It's like that. All of the wolves are here, and so is Leo. And it's darker here, and the moon is brighter. Simultaneously, it's a paradox. Or maybe it's more like a juxtaposition. Like when two things come together. Twilight, or where the water meets the land. It's like that, even with the light. The air is cold, but also soothing. And there's a breeze, but it's not windy. Inside the cave, you see all the other wolves stepping out back into the clearing, so you follow suit. And as you come out, another wolf steps forward. This one introduces herself as the guardian to all of you because you're back with Leo now. She is formidable, over 6 feet tall, looking like a graceful Amazon. Taller even than a lot of the other Guru and their human guises. The Umbra inverts colors, but you could tell she has whimsical purple hair. Not necessarily like Sophie's, but like very purple. Like awesome, bright purple. Many piercings, with a low and sultry voice, with very weathered and sturdy hands, could probably crush faces with those, like a mechanic who's been working on cars for their whole life. She looks at everyone, makes sure you're all there, like doing a head count, and then looks at Carrie and says, "Are we ready?" Carrie looks at the mages, makes eye contact with each of you, doesn't wait for a response, like she's checking for something. And then, says yes. She nods and looks up towards the sky and raises her hand towards the moon. And like, you know how that perspective where it's like you're grabbing the moon because it's so far away. Wraps her hand around it and pulls, and the light comes out of it and follows her hand like she is pulling the light out of the moon. The light pulsates and glows in her hand, and she forms it into a flat disc-like shape, pulling back like a dancer with grace and finesse, She skips the small moonlight sphere across the brook like it's a real disc. Residual light swirls within the water in which the moonlight is skipped. She stands back, admires her handiwork, and looks to Carrie, who steps onto the water. And Carrie walks across the water, her steps caressing the surface and causing the most minute of ripples. As the disc where it skipped leaves moonlight behind, which connects all the other moonlight pieces with it until it forms a bridge. As she walks across the bridge, her body flickers into a form of pure sparkling moonlight and breaks off into floating, glittering moonfire motes as she fades away to somewhere else. The rest follow suit until only you and the Guardian are remaining. Guardian looks to the 5 of you. I must go last. Follow the bridge.
Okay. And I walk.
Leo steps onto the bridge and is transferred to wherever the other end of the moon bridge is.
This is a really cool thing. Like, Sophie's like, oh my god, this is the best. She'll go.
This is fucking cool as shit.
This reminds
Sophie
me of that.
explodes into moon motes and disappears.
This reminds me of that situation in like Indiana Jones when they have to kind of trust and walk over the. Stepping on moonlight. What the fuck? I'm a mage, and steps over.
Oh, damn. I was trying to tell Gabriel to hold up a second.
That leaves Vega and Drake.
So, Padre, how you feel about this? You good? Yeah,
He walks across.
As Father Vega breaks into motes, the Guardian grins and looks at you, Drake, and says, that collar's not going to help him where he's going.
Yeah, he's got a couple of sleeves.
His
under the
god has
collar?
no power where ours are present.
He'll surprise you. Surprises me. Anyway, catch you on the other side. And I'll walk through.
You glance over your shoulder on the way out, and you see the Guardian leaves last because the Guardian closes the moon bridge so none can follow.
Sure.
And she actually reaches down as she walks across, picking up the discs that she skipped. And when picking up the last disc, reforms them into the mode of moonlight and releases it back into the sky.
Cool.
The sensation walking over a moon bridge for you guys is unlike anything you've experienced before. It's like sound becomes physical, like a gentle meditative exhale, transforming into goosebumps on the flesh. That's what it feels like. When your motes reassemble, you are once again in the wild, but you know you've gone somewhere else. You have traversed a very long distance in a very short period of time. You just feel like thousands of miles have passed in the real world. The wild, of course, is a place of untouched and unkempt beauty here. In this iteration, it's late fall, like it is in the real world, and the smell of autumn leaves wafts through the air. When the Guardian steps through and closes the way, there's an overwhelming silence until a melodic howl pierces the quiet. You realize this is the master of the howl crying to Luna. You don't know how you know, but you do. Then the entire sept joins in as you step through into another cave. Not the same cave. This one's actually larger. And when you look out at the henge they're surrounding, this entire field, which is much larger, has an entirely enclosed henge, like Stonehenge if intact, with a giant stone in the middle. And there are hundreds of wolves here. The whole sept joins in and begins howling, which is not all the wolves, just the ones that maintain the cairn itself. Guardian of the Way is surrounded by them. The Master of the Howl is surrounded by them. Her long black braid marks her as a lover of tradition, and her wispy, flowy pink dress marks her love of the cold night air, because it is cold here. Much colder. Harsh even. She has high cheekbones and latte-colored skin, but her pride and her Mashpi Wampanoag heritage weave sovereignty into her voice and steps. When the howls die down, the Skald, you remember his name being Balder. Adonai-like in his appearance and stature. That's why he's called Balder. Steps forward. His voice projects through the packs, and you can all hear the deep rumble of his voice. We send off the hunters to collect the proper means for the main item of the feast, and 7 of the wolves change into dire wolf form and disappear soundlessly into the woods of the wild. In the meantime, the rest of us shall prepare for feasting and brag. And then they all turn towards the center stone, and they all lean their heads back and their eyes roll back into their sockets, and they tilt sideways and disappear, including Leo, who just seems to know what he's supposed to do at this stage. All but the Master of Howls, who looks at you and gestures towards the brook. Only this is not a brook here, it's a river. And there's ice packs on the river. And he brings you over to look, or she brings you over to look down into the river. Says, ever done the polar challenge? And giggles and pushes Drake in. One by one, you either pushed or dive into the water, which isn't cold. It's the exact same sensation as before as you traverse back to the real world. And come out, and the trees are different. They're large. They're very massive. They're not redwood massive, but they're very tall. And the forest floor is covered in carpeting of moss. And the dirt is a darker, richer color. And the river is still there, and it does have ice in it, as you slowly realize you're in Scandinavia. You are somewhere in Northern Europe in the physical world. Some remote location.
Hey guys, if we end up going from here to the real Scandinavia, I've got a friend named Tony I need to visit.
Well, you are in the real Scandinavia. You've passed out of the wild and back into the real world.
Oops.
Yeah, and Sophie will lean over and say, I think we're in the real Scandinavia.
Oh, there's a real Scandinavia?
I mean, Finland isn't real, but...
The Guardians lead you again through the woods to a grove encircling a meadow. In the center of the meadow is a traditional Viking-style longhouse decorated in intricate carvings of ancient Ulfdinar and various kinds of wolves. The runes all over the building glow a gentle blue, demarking protection's prosperity and power. Inside, there's a large space with a hearth in the center, enough space to assemble a rectangular box with the tables along the sides and bench chairs to accompany. The Guardians say, we have some work to do to set up for the party. And that's where we'll break. So don't go anywhere, audience. We'll be back in 10 minutes to get this ceremony going.
All right.
Jeez Louise.
All right. We will be back.
So, an hour passes, wherein the mages, but not Leo, help set up the longhouse for the feast and the revel. Leo is not allowed to participate in the work because yes, Drake.
What types of things do we do to prep? Is this like a blow-up balloon situation?
Setting up tables and chairs and girthy candles.
And girthy candles? Okay. Are there any kegs being tapped?
Yeah, there are kegs of Wales lager.
Oh, nice. Cool. Great.
Subsidiary of Wales whiskey.
Subsidiary.
There is much ale, and it is traditional Scandinavian ale.
Okay.
And then setting up food
Mead.
is the primary meal. Yeah.
Lots of mead.
And then the wolves return, the hunting wolves. Except now they're in near human form again, and they're carrying a large stag between them. But still, you can see the energy of the wild coruscating and around it and interlaced through it. You can ask about that if you wish as players. I'll give you a moment to decide.
I'll whisper as Leo, like, why is it glowing?
Magical.
Wait, is it? Hold on. This thing is riddled with energy from the wild. How?
Should we eat it?
I don't know, actually. How did they not get attacked by the land spirits?
It's not dead yet, Sophie. It's bound. It's unconscious. Looks like it's been sedated somehow.
I don't know, Sophie. I have no clue what's going on right now.
This stag's rack is unnaturally large, too, because it's from the wild.
It's gonna be a wild night.
Going to be.
I'm gonna ask a nearby werewolf how they managed to get a hold of a stag from the wild without repercussion.
He looks you up and down. He looks over at Leo. Leo just kind of nods assent, unless he doesn't want to. And then he says, we have an arrangement with the nature spirits and the gentry of the wild. They let us hunt, and we give them precious things we make ourselves. Things our elders make.
It was fair. Though I'm kind of surprised that the gentry would accept a handmade sweater from Grandma.
He arches an eyebrow and seems unamused, but then laughs heartily from the belly. I like you, and slaps you so hard on the back you stumble forward.
Well,
They're all in near human form, so they're all huge and heavy. None of them, not even Leo, are in true human form at this stage. For both players and viewers, we will not describe, but the stag is ritually prepared and sacrificed as necessary. After which, all of the parts are used, not only to make the meal, but things like hide and antlers are preserved, and every part of the animal is used. As the stag is moved through the longhouse to the central hearth, all of the wolves stop as it passes them, and they nod with downcast eyes in respect to the deer that is to give them sustenance. During the processing of the main item, they fill a small bowl with some of the mighty beast's blood for later use. Longhouse, yes.
I was actually going to say, like, getting into the kind of mode of all of this, Drake would actually, if it's not disrespectful, kind of kneel get into a meditative position and actually use using his life magic, meditate on the life of the animal as it's going through that process.
As is appropriate. You get the feeling that earns you more respect than you had before from the wolves. It's not about killing, it's about the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Except when it's Nefandi, then it is just about the killing.
Sure.
That's why they're bad, among other reasons.
Oh no, I meant for the werewolves to kill the Nefandi, it is just about killing them. There's no cycle there. Hold on. I need Astral to come back to me. So I can do this. Okay. The Longhouse, or Hoff, is finally ready for the feast, the tables and chairs assembled. Fire and torchlight illuminate jovial faces eager to take to the feasting. As soon as the leader is seated and takes her first bite, the rest of the sept dives in, followed by the wolves, followed by the ones that are clearly newer wolves. Followed by Leo, because at this point he's still at the end of the chain. And then you decide that it's your turn, and you learn real fast. If you don't grab something, it ain't going to be there. Feel free to roleplay this for a moment if you like, because this is true Viking style, not just Nordic people, but Viking style feasting. Like they're shouting and punching each other and grabbing food and throwing ale at each other.
Drake's Superman punches in.
You're able to get some choice bits.
Sophie leans into her nature as sort of a trickster type and sort of does like a, hey, what's that? Before like snagging something off someone else's plate. What you gonna do about it? Mine now.
Yeah, I'm gonna super punch somebody as well. Be like, all right, that's mine. And then as we're taking a tug of war between each other, like, give me the freaking. And
For a second there, they actually circle around you and people start cheering because this is your party. You do win, yes.
Yeah, I win, and then I punch him again.
Stream Elements, thank you for the raid and the follows.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
More
Just in
guests
time.
to the party.
You're just in time for a werewolf moot.
Yeah. It's quite the blast.
The feasting commences, and do you try everything? Especially you, Father Vega. I'm curious. Your character. There's a lot of stuff put in front of you.
People are kicking and punching each other for food, and he's just like, yes, of course you can have it here. Take it all. There's no need to fight.
I mean, less that and more, do you try all of the available dishes?
Sure. If somebody doesn't, scratch my eyes out or something, then yeah, sure, I'll partake.
This is less about getting your eyes scratched out and more about traditional Scandinavian feast, because the elk is there, and it is delicious. There's also sheep's brain, and a lot of raw fish, and stomachs, and chicken feet.
I imagine...
Lutefisk!
I imagine Vega, saying a prayer before, the food, but when he opens his eyes, it's all gone.
I'm going to try everything.
Yeah, Sophie too, when will you ever get this chance again? Never. Take advantage of it.
Some of it's the worst shit you've ever had, but you experience it.
Yeah.
Anything.
Some of it's the best shit you've ever had.
See, and you wouldn't know unless you take that first bite.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of skull where you're required to cheer and drink ale, and you're all pretty drunk real fast.
Skull.
Ale and mead. And this is, true Scandinavian mead, so it pours out all chunky and shit.
Drake will fight and eat and feast, but he does not drink.
And I don't mean chunky because I saw ever make a face, spoiled milk. I mean it's thick in areas and then watery in areas and then thick and then watery. Made in the old style, not using modern methods.
Just imagine you put some honey and water and didn't mix it up properly.
Oh,
Correct.
back sweetening. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, not cottage cheese chunky.
I pictured some very bad meat there. Either that or some very fresh fruit.
It's actually pretty delicious though.
Can Gabriel use a bit of correspondence in time to move some of the food over to his plate?
Yes, you may cheat. They don't stop you.
He's really hungry.
Drake, I'm gonna need you to roll stealth plus dexterity, and you can add your bonus dice from arcane against a difficulty of 8. If they notice you're not drinking mead, that's disrespectful.
Stealth
Stealth plus dex plus you can add your arcane.
Okay.
It'll be hard to fail. Difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8. I will use one of my stored up vote willpowers because this is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
Nope, that's going to go back down 1 point. Because that spell wore off from last
You just
session.
got some added difficulty because Zach voted 1 vote to the Awoo boys to notice you not drinking mead.
No.
Oh. All right. 1 automatic success for the opposed roll.
1 automatic success for me. Alright, and then another 4 on top of that for Arcane. That's a lot of dice for me, so let's make sure that, let's hope this works. Alright. Oh, wow. 2 successes total.
So did they. Ty goes to defender, and you're defending.
Okay.
That was close.
That was very close.
That was.
One of them is actually like, hey, you're not drinking mead, and pours mead in your flagon, and you're like, thanks, and you put it in your mouth, and then you life it to water.
Nice.
Actually, no, that would be matter. You use life to avoid the alcoholic side effects.
I have matter too, if that allows me to change.
Oh, okay, then yes, you could transmute it to water.
Yeah, I'll transmute it to water, or like just keep my life. Yeah, I'll use life magic to make myself not drunk if I ultimately need to. Cool.
Tony, they're not getting high yet, but that might come later.
Oh God. Well, actually, that's fine for Gabriel. He's a cult of ecstasy, so.
Unfortunately for real life, Steve, yeah, there's a lot of mushrooms around here. Like, the ones that actually look freaky are here, too.
Oh, cool.
Amanita muscaria?
Mm-hmm.
The red ones that the reindeer eat?
And those white ones that have a really long stalk. I forgot what those were called. However, after about 45 minutes of this, as if on a cue, everyone but you received, a hush comes over the feasting hall. Even though people are still eating and quenching thirst, so it is okay to keep chewing, Drake, but voice noise, no more. The tail singer, Balder, stands up with his drinking cup in hand. And we're going to let Ever go from here.
Oh, snap, okay.
All the way down to the end of the brag, and then I'll take back over.
End of the brag, okay. A hush comes over the feasting hall, save for those still eating and quenching thirst. The tail singer, Baldur, stands, his drinking cup in hand. The Garou listen and enjoy the food at their leisure. On his leather biker jacket he still wears can be seen an American flag patch on one arm and Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, on the other. You notice that the patches on those who wear their biker gear can tell you a lot about who they are. At least a little. He clears his throat and speaks in his booming, baritone voice echoing in the halls. Now we boast. Those of you who have words to offer this Sumbel, you may do so at will. But first, the reason we gather to this moot. Leo, slayer of Lacey the Nefandus, chosen of Fenris, in your honor, I welcome my apprentice tale singer, Suna Diudon. As he says this, a murmur comes over the crowd, much indicating that this is a rare treat, one they are all eager to experience. This apprentice is seated next to the tale singer, and she stands as he seats himself. She is not in biker gear, but she has shed her leather biker jacket earlier, easily identified by her Haitian flag patch on one arm of it, and by Pride flag patch on the other. Her outfit beneath the leather was revealed as crimson, form-fitting pants and a black, sparkling sleeveless shirt. Her skin is almost as dark as her shirt, but with silken chocolate undertones. Gracing her skin, runes painted in golden paint on her arms and chest above the cowl neck of the shirt of Yera, Gifu, Wunyo, and Sawilo. Her hair is braided in the most intricate cornrows, and gold, sparkling metal bands are strewn intentionally throughout them. Her deep brown eyes reveal golden flecks when they scan the crowd in the firelight. Then, Sunna speaks. I boast in the stead of Leo Larsen, mighty slayer of Lacey, cruel and murderous Nefandis. Once he was only kin to our kind, but a deep well of magics still flooded in his veins. Avatar ripped from his body in a glorious battle with the evil twisted beings that are known as Nefandi. He lay broken as Loki lies broken beneath the venom of the serpent placed above him by Skadi. Lo, Fenrir, father of us all, heard the once mage's cries and surged with his pain. Sunna's voice is filled with power, tangible, ink-black script like the color of her skin, the words threaded into the very atmosphere of the night air in a tapestry of skaldic tradition. All present enraptured by the tales she weaves. In the very depths, Leo, racked with despair and the ache of loss, was touched by the snout of the great Fenris Ulfr, transformed into one of us, the Garu, no longer merely kin but chosen of Fenrir. She pauses, allowing it to sink into the surrounding wares, the meaning of such an omen. Her mahogany eyes level with Leo's, and you might swear that the sunlit flecks in them glittered of their own accord. The magnanimous and revered leader, Kari Oxness, caller of the wild, made her presence known to the youngest of Fenrir's chosen, issues the challenge herself in the stead of the master of the challenge, as the great wolf demanded it from her. The forsaken of his magics, Leo must slay the wicked Nefandis Lacey himself, and earn his way into the pack by this rite, and earn the way in of his former cabal also. Those in the Hoff already know this story, but with the expert telling of Sunna, they are enraptured as if this is the first telling of it. An arrangement to trap the rotten-souled Nefandi is made, but alas, the small family is tricked by one of the black spiral. Growls issue forth from the throats of all wolves present. Into a portal entrancing to the wild, separated but not alone in spirit, the courageous cub summons with his mighty power the spirits of the land, and they hearken to his call. With a fell swinging of his sword, Excalibur, the vile Nefandis is rendered headless. Leo Larsen, kin of mages, forsaken of his magics, chosen of Fenrir, get to Fenris, feller of Nefandi, summoner of spirits, we hail to you. Skull! The master of the howl throws back her head, and the entire hall ruptures into wolf song.
After that, other bragging commences, of which is not going to be anywhere near as good as that, but you can imagine it in your minds. Other random wolves throw in their brags of deeds done, because this is a very large moot. It's not often this many of them get together. And they even give some of you a chance to brag. Of course, Drake does. You can all imagine what he says, but his story is accepted by the wolves. You're unsure of their reaction to it. I imagine it's possible Sophie might brag too if she so desires.
Well,
Yeah.
bragging.
Yeah, she'll talk
bragging
herself
into-
up a little bit. She'll talk about like, all right, so it was a murder house and it was full of traps, and here's how it happened.
Excellent. When finished, the leaders in mid-level pack wolves are all asked to go outside into the meadow and prepare for ritual. You, the various cubs and no-rank elders, stay to clean up. You can begin to hear drums outside as the last of the things are put away. Leo is given a white tunic and white pants to change into. And you are all offered gray tunics, pants, skirts, or dresses as you choose. You are directed that shoes and socks may not be worn, but you may wear foot and ankle jewelry if you wish. So hopefully you've hardened your feet a little bit, or else this might be slightly unpleasant. It's Scandinavian ground is not smooth. Leo leads the Cabal outside with the direction from the elders. You can interact with him one more time if you want before other things begin.
Is this a farewell? We'll be seeing you again soon.
I hope so. I have no fucking clue what's going on here.
Well, I suppose that makes two of us, yes?
What?
I think we're also just as lost as you are.
Are you kidding? This is the best party ever.
At least we got fed.
Never had a night this cool.
Not
Leo,
gonna lie.
you're amazing. Everyone's amazing.
That
I
shit
can't believe
was
I get to be
pretty
here.
fun. Gonna be honest with you, 100%. Never thought fighting for my food would be cool. God. It was so awesome.
Well, old friend.
Never had to fight for my food.
Yeah, it gets old after a while.
Oh, Drake, I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
It's okay. No, I think it's okay. It's like,
Leo's like, Leo goes to check. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry.
it's all,
Sorry.
Leo, man, it's all good, bro. Hey, right here, man.
Got you.
This is all for you because you're the best and you're awesome. Like I said up there on the stage, man, that one time I kicked you and you didn't die, that makes you the best. All right?
Yeah, like when all that happened, I thought that wolf spirits just came to you. That like everybody got that, but listening to like that, I think she's a goddess. I don't know. She looks like one. Talk about you, like that's a cool thing that doesn't happen to everybody.
Agreed. That was amazing.
I think we should kind of set up like a bragging time in our chantry. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Really, like, good for the self-esteem.
Be like,
Yeah.
invite everybody too. Be like, yeah, I did this. This is so cool. But
All right, Leo.
looks like I gotta. I don't know what. I
Wait.
don't know what's gonna happen, but
And you know what that means? The
Nervous.
chaos of this situation is going to turn you into something you never knew possible. So you go out there and you rip the throat right out of the chaos swirling around you, man. You got this. Go get him. Go on, get. And I'll just like slap him on the ass and just be like, yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, that actually worked a little bit. Thank you. And I walk.
Inspiration.
Oh my god.
It's like slapping a cold ham, except it's not cold because his ass is tight now. He's a werewolf.
Yep.
Orders wouldn't bounce off of
Carved
it,
out
they
of
would
wood.
shatter.
I have glutes of steel, man.
Glutes of
Yes.
steel.
I walk.
That is precisely correct, Ever.
Oh my
As you start walking out, one of your guardians stops and puts a hand on Drake's chest because clearly he's second. Now I must tell you, no matter what you witness, you must allow this to happen. Do not interfere. This is our way.
God. Isn't,
We are the Get Fenris.
is anyone gonna die?
Turns from you and walks towards whatever's waiting outside without answering.
Fuck, we're gonna get eaten, aren't we?
I didn't want to say this in front of Leo, but like I don't think anything would ever be worse than watching his avatar get shredded.
Yeah, I actually think you're right on that.
Like I'm glad he's got something to fall back on, but that was awful.
So it's all uphill from here, is what you're saying, Soph?
I mean, I'm saying like, however they plan on jumping him into this, it's not going to be on the order of getting tortured by other kids.
Yeah, agreed there.
As you exit the longhouse,
he's
a
Leo.
large... Oh, sorry.
Oh, besides, he's Leo.
As you exit the longhouse, a large bonfire has been lit in the center of the meadow. The various Garou gathered there have shed any secondary layers, despite the cold autumn wind cavorting through the meadowy grass and the moss. The moonlight dresses the field, bathing everything in silvery white. A voice is raised in song as Leo walks across the meadow with mages in tow.
My mother told me someday I would buy galleys with good oars, sails to distant shores. Stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven. Hew many foemen, hew many foemen. My mother told me someday I would buy galleys with good oars, sails to distant shores. Stand up on the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven. Hew many foemen, hew many foemen.
The group is brought to the center of the sept before Carrie and the master of the Rite. This guru clergy is an androgynous-looking person, and you have heard them referred to in gender-neutral pronouns and with the name Aspen. They're dressed in a reenactment of medieval Scandinavian style, looking like they just stepped out of a Ren Fair circuit, but it suits them, and it doesn't seem silly in the atmosphere of the blot, this rite of Fenris. Their hair is shaved on the sides and long in the top, pulled back into spectacular Viking show-looking braids, like in the show Vikings. They have a dark tan, and their eyes dance with the power of their Pacific Islander ancestors and sing with the power of the forests of wolfkind within them. Tattoos cover most of their body, both Islander tribal styles and Nordic styles. In their hands, the wooden bowl with the stag's blood and a small branch of evergreen. You are arrayed behind Leo in a semicircle, as he is meant to take the oath for you since you're his honorary pack. Carrie, who is not only the leader but also the caller of the wild, raises up her hands to the seemingly overlarge moon in the sky and takes a deep breath. You notice she is barefoot, as are all the others, not just you. The earth beneath your feet begins to thrum. You swear you're almost able to hear it. Carrie begins to sing a song of invocation. And though you don't know the words and haven't heard the tune before, it sounds as familiar as if you'd known it from birth.
Rejäl store kraft morada i var cirkel. Kalidet för istam och jag ser mig mer skala vänner. Assen bed mig älska bojen ge mig vila. Birken lave visst en dröm som stjärnen är i natten. Och din store kraft morada i var cirkel. Kunskap, visdom och jag ser i mimens klara vänner. Släpp ner bed med rida hågen ger mig vingar. Gånger lovar visst ett mål det kan bettvinga styren. Vingtå står kraft morada i var cirkel. Stycke visdom och jag ser i mimens klara vänner. Mjölnir bedjan med vinter, ger mig stycke. Linnet lår fruktbarheten i stridiga strömmar.
The beating drum fills the cavity of your lungs, making the air heavy and hard to breathe, yet fulfilling nonetheless. Outside of the circle, you begin to feel power. Ancient presences encircle the packs, the strength of which range from possible deities to fae to ancient land spirits. Suddenly, behind Carrie looms a shadowy, dire wolf shape. Fenris Sulfur himself. He howls a deafening howl, shaking the rust-colored leaves surrounding you, sending ripples through the grass and moss. Chills drip down your spine as your hair feels as if it's standing on end, and the entire sept howls in response. The master of the Rite brings over the bowl of blood, using the freshly plucked evergreen limb to gather the crimson life force onto the needles. And he speaks a blessing in the Guru tongue, translating to, "The blood of the blessing binds us. The blood of the fallen stain us as kin." You don't know how you understand, but you do. Makes you feel different, Leo. Makes you feel accepted. Makes you feel like coming home after being gone for a long time, and you see your house when you pull into the driveway. The place you grew up, or at least the place you should have grown up, even though you didn't. And it makes the rest of you feel feral. It energizes you. Like you want to strip naked and run through the woods, chasing rabbits. It's a unique sensation for the mages, especially Father Vega. Drake probably likes it.
Catch that rabbit. But I could catch that rabbit right now.
The master of the Rite flings the evergreen on each of you, splattering blood across your faces in blessing. And eventually moves around outside of the Cabal and Leo to all of the Sept members. Not all of the wolves, because there's 200 or 300 of them, but all of the Sept members. Lastly, the bowl is brought to Fenrir, and he laps up the rest of the blood as the sacrifices for him. A medieval-style oath ring that is perhaps bronze, perhaps gold, either way beaten into intricate shapes and interwoven whorls, is held with 2 little bumps on the end, like you can wear it like a bracelet, like an arm ring. Is held between Leo and the person, and is held between Leo and Carrie. 2 of the Guardians step up to the left and right of Leo, and the one that said, "Let it happen," just gives you all the look like this is what I was talking about. Carrie whispers to you, "Prepare yourself, but trust us, Leo." Her voice rises above the din as she says, "On this night, before Fenrir and the moon, and before Mother Gaia, we welcome Leo into the tribe. Only if Leo is willing to swear fealty." She looks at you and says, "Leo Larson, before Fenrir and before all of us, do you swear that you will give your body to the Get of Fenris?"
Yes.
The Guardian on your left drives the knife into your side all the way to the hilt, pulls it up, twists it around like he's carving a marking. Make sure he hits an artery. Life's blood starts shooting out. You promise to give your spirit to the Get of Fenris entirely.
I'll give everything.
The one on the left drives the knife into your femoral artery and simultaneously begins carving some kind of marking there. With each stab, the light of the moon above him brightens like it's bathing him in moonlight. And he is clearly bleeding out. But he's not getting paler. And lastly, do you swear to give your soul in its entirety to the Get to Fenris, if necessary?
Yes, I do.
She steps up to you and drives the knife into your neck vein and carves a marking. Gently kisses your lips while doing so. They simultaneously pull the knives out as a unit, and you should bleed out, but you don't, and your werewolf blood kicks in and you start healing as the moon sustains you. The moon has judged your answers as truthful, has accepted you. If you had been lying, you would have died. Fenrir howls at the moon, and the ground shakes. And the wounds heal over into deep silver scars that are actually Scandinavian runic markings. Scars that will last forever. Carrie turns around and calls out to all wolves present. If I can find that document. Leo Larson is gone. Standing before you, we have Get to Fenris, newest pack member. Nora Dropery, Witch Slayer. All the wolves howl in unison. I will put that in chat for Leo. This is your deed name.
Okay.
Ever can probably say that better than me. Go ahead and say that the way it should be, Ever.
Norna Drapari, I think.
Yeah.
It has the word
Probably.
Norn in it, so
Yes.
fate.
Okay.
The Master of the Rite brings over, or I'm sorry, the Caller of the Wild comes over, picks up the bowl, catches the last of your blood with it, and paints it across the face in a three-fingered mark down Carrie's face. The Caller of the Wild then dismisses the spirits with her blessing and thanks, and each of them that had been there disappears into the magic-laden air like a myriad voices whispering. Floating in the air are motes of silver and stardust. The apprentice Tale Singer then begins to sing softly into the night as the surrounding Garou begin to shift into war form.
Vem ska singen med I dos vävna singer med Når jag vägen går och det spår jag tar jag såna sopte jag såna sente. Crap, I forgot the lyrics because of the other songs. Sorry. Immersion broken.
It was still beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The other two.
You should not feel embarrassed. You still enthralled the audience.
Yeah.
As the wolves shift into war form, Carrie is the last to change along with Leo. Even the dogs likes it. And she explains to the mages that the elders, pre-Rite cubs, and you cannot come along because this is dangerous. This is the rebel. You can speak to them if you wish, Leo. This is the last time you'll see them for a time, but you will return. In season 2.
Well, guys, that shit was painful. Like, ow. Didn't think that was gonna fucking happen.
I had faith that you would endure.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna die.
I knew you would endure.
Way to have confidence in yourself. Holy crap.
No, I mean no. That's not what what I mean to say is that was a lot of blood.
Yeah, it was.
Like
Shit
I've never seen anyone bleed that much. Is what I'm trying to say. I had every ounce of faith that you would be.
I guess.
Leo, you're amazing.
Thank you.
And we love you. And you are always welcome at our Chantry house. Your friends are cool.
One thing I want you in particular, Sophie. I'm gonna get on a serious note right now. Is when we meet up with the rest of the Nefandi, your cousin, I plan on murdering all of them. If you have any hesitation, especially towards your cousin, I don't care what you do.
Leo,
I am going
my
to kill
cousin, my cousin died a while ago. There's something running around with her face, but it's not her.
Just want you to know, and I want you to be prepared for that.
No. Good.
And with that, he leaves.
Wait, before you... from
What's
all
up?
of that...
I was gonna say, you gotta let Drake say goodbye.
From all of that, Drake's kind of like off to the side, and he's just gonna run in and just like tackle hug you.
He's like, I'll let it happen, and he just goes like this, and he actually kind of transforms a little bit to werewolf and just squeezes.
So it's just, I'm trying to lift him and like do like the waist lock, like you big dumb animal. Ah! You did awesome. You're so good. Look at you. And I'm just kind of like, punch him like
Drake.
in like the pec and just be like, you're. Bro.
I'm gonna miss you, Drake.
Where
I
you
promise.
go?
I'm gonna miss all of you. Even you, Father. I'm gonna miss your killjoy antics and fatherly advice.
Wait, you're not leaving forever. You're making it sound like you're leaving forever.
Carrie laughs and says, "He'll be back in one full moon cycle."
Oh,
Promise.
okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Because, I thought you weren't coming back, and then I was gonna,
Nah. I'm most
start
likely
twiddling his
back.
thumbs.
To be honest with you, I don't know how long I'll be gone, but yeah. So that's the way I see it.
All right, when you come back, the octagon's still put up in the gym.
Oh hell yeah, we are totally sparring.
I thought
I want you to teach me that thunder kick, by the way. That could be real, like a werewolf strength with that. You know how devastating that shit could be?
I thought it was a hexagon.
I do. I need to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. It probably got completely shredded last time we were there.
I got to buy a new one, man. It's cool.
Okay.
Don't you worry about it. It's chain link and some posts, man. All right, go do your thing, man. Go do your moon cycle and your howling and I don't know whatever the revel is. It's probably like a big orgy. It's gonna be awesome, man, for you, I guess. Go on, man. Do your thing.
I'm just saying, if there's a lot of shrooms, I'm probably gonna be really high.
That's usually what shrooms do to people.
Really high. So high.
Me well, Leo.
Thank you.
Carrie leads you to the edge of the meadow and smiles a feral smile at you as she shifts into war form and says, "Now we hunt. Your cousin is out there. Now he dies." And sprints off into the woods.
And you just see Leo smile. This is gonna be fun. Turns into war form and just bolts with her.
Now that was only his particular pack, the extended pack that you're now part of, meaning the one from where you're biscuitoning. There's still several hundred wolves around, and your guardians are still there. You look at the four of you, and the one that told you, no matter what happens, let it happen, smiles a werewolf smile, because now they're in war form, and says in deep werewolf, growly, more wolf than human voice, "Still not done." And another wolf walks up to you with a bowl of those weird-looking shrooms. "You're going to want to eat these," she says.
What?
And you see behind them another wolf pull a branding iron out of the fire and start approaching the four of you.
Sorry, what
From-
are we doing now?
Gabriel
Sophie
digs
eats.
in.
Sophie and Gabriel, do not hesitate to take the painkiller. You're being branded, of course, as part of the pack.
But we're not werewolves.
That's why you're being branded and not cut. You're lucky.
Oh.
Do I get to
thank
pick
you.
what my branding looks like? Gabriel
No,
says,
but
kind
you
of
may
like
pick where.
wobbling as the. Oh, cool.
Keep in mind, you may have to display it at some point.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's well, that feels real good.
Does.
Oh, like Sophie, you want to see my ass?
Yes.
That's too bad, cause I'm gonna do it right over my heart. He says,
And that's
kinda,
where
like,
you get
wobbling.
branded.
Yeah,
You're like, that should hurt, but it doesn't. It smells good.
it smells like barbecue.
It does.
God.
What about Drake and Father Vega with the painkiller? This is a supernatural brand. Life magic might not be enough to kill the pain. Might not. Same with mind.
I don't have that much mind. I'll take the painkiller, as they put it, and I just roll up my sleeve and, just right
You're not going to take the painkiller?
Huh?
You're not going to take the mushrooms?
I mean, the player is averse to eating mushrooms. I don't know if Vega would be. He'll probably take whatever they give him.
Okay.
Okay, I guess. Out of respect.
Left arm or right arm, just so we remember in future
Right arm.
seasons. Right arm, you receive the brand. Sophie, where is yours?
So, okay. What exactly does the symbol mean?
That you're part of the pack. You're part of the Miskatonic Get a Fenris pack.
Like she will ask them, like, all right, what's the meaning of this symbol?
It marks you as one of us.
Okay.
Sometimes you may be asked to show it if there is a ritual you must participate in, but we will all smell it and sense it and see it in the spirit world. Our spirits and our kind will not attack you.
Okay. So. Huh. All right. Well, I bet it corresponds to, I guess, this particular chakra. So, like, right here on my spine.
That's where it goes. You're high, so you feel nothing.
Yay.
Drake, how are you going to handle this, tough guy?
Sorry, guys. This was a good session. I look at the one with the brand, and I kind of say, it's been an honor, and I appreciate everything. I'm here for my friend, and I'm respectful of your ways. But if you fucking touch me with that, and there's like no essence of like Drake's usual playfulness.
They move past you without hesitation, because they don't care if you get torn apart by a werewolf.
It's fine.
When they're done, with the sounds of the wolves in the woods howling, the wolves howling in the woods echoing away into the night, you are escorted back to the cairn and through the moon bridge and back home. To your car, anyways. Where you are left to your own devices in the car, and you can roleplay coming down from that for a minute.
I combined with the mead and the ale and the pot I may have snuck in and the mushrooms. I am not okay to drive. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, you're the only sober one,
You're
Drake.
driving.
I'll drive.
After that ordeal, after Vega piles into the van, he just kind of grabbing his head. It's the only time you're ever going to hear him say it. He's just like, Jesus Christ.
Was
I will
muted,
point
but I
out-
cackled so hard.
Sophie.
I will point out, by the way, before you continue, that the moon bridge does weird things to you, but in order to actually travel from nighttime in New England to nighttime in Scandinavia, actually made an entire day cycle pass because of the time difference. So it is actually sunny out when you arrive back.
The entire drive back, Sophie is just like, okay, that was the coolest thing because then this happened, and like that was the coolest thing ever. But then also this happened, and wow, like we got to party with werewolves.
Yeah, that was actually pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie there. Damn. You know, we're probably never gonna experience that again.
What a shame.
I think so. I mean, like, the howling was my favorite part. Actually.
Look so torn apart about Father Vega.
Yeah, no, okay, and like that was like really cool. Gabriel also also just Gabriel, you're like really fucking cool and everything, and like I can't. Wow, like we went through this whole thing together, and we almost died, but we didn't. And then like
Yeah.
Sophie will just like take Gabriel's face in both of her hands and just kiss him.
He pauses.
That's been
for a
coming for
moment.
14 episodes.
he pauses for a moment, and then you hear him take in his breath really hard, and he starts kissing you back, like intensely, as someone who had been a longtime lover would do. But it feels interesting because if you have any touch of changeling to you, you can sense glamour leaking from his very being, and you realize so far there's been 2 emotions that he's been able to show.
You can sense that, Sophie.
Okay.
You don't know how.
Emotions.
You don't know how, but you can sense the glamour, and you know what it is. That's weird.
Okay, which 2 emotions?
Longing when he was, this is for player knowledge, longing when he was looking at Father Vega because it was revealed that he has a crush on him, but it's unrequited. Love when he's kissing Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie's having the best time ever.
So,
And like,
that's how, go ahead.
I mean, when we get back to the Chantry, Sophie will just take Gabriel by the hand and lead him up to her bedroom.
He will follow more than willingly and make sure to stop by his room first because he has some things that he might want to include.
Okay.
Cult of Ecstasy.
Very appropriate.
Sophie's gonna learn things in the Fade to Black. Your other 2 are left in the kitchen, probably smiling to yourselves.
No, Drake's actually been incredibly, like, quiet and somber, especially for him, the whole ride back. Was just staring straight forward as he drove, and then just kind of walking in. Yeah, he actually left the party not in a great mood.
Is Vegas still like high, or did the effects wear off on the drive back?
It's muted enough by the time you get home that it's just like taking a lot of Advil. A lot. So you got the fuzzy head and you're sleepy, but you're not high.
Okay, yeah. I probably wouldn't notice much of anything else other than these 2 are smooshing or whatever.
Yeah.
None of his business. He'll just go to his room and he's like, I'm going to take a very long nap. It's been a very long day. And he just collapses.
As the only one still hanging out, Drake. You get a
Drake?
message from you get a message from the AI.
Okay.
Oh, yes, welcome back, sir. You've received a message from the council.
Okay. How do I access it? What button do I press?
He guides you through the process, and essentially,
Okay, no, hold on. Where's the menu button?
ultimately, he just displays the message for you. If Jarvis from Iron Man could get annoyed, this would be happening. The message essentially says, a very, very important book was stolen from Miskatonic University. It's called the Triassic Journal. It is a priority 1 that it be recovered. Nothing else matters.
I'll send a message back just being like, understood. We'll get on as quickly as possible. We're gonna need a day or 2 to sleep off what we just went through, but we'll get right on it.
You get an immediate reply, like someone was waiting for a reply. It's like instant messaging, sort of.
Sure.
Excellent, here's some follow-up information. Also, Drake. They know. And then the message goes offline. You still have a contact on the council because you used to have a lot of powerful contacts. So that was not weird, twisty, nefandi nonsense. That was a warning.
They know.
There's only one thing that would mean.
Is
I
it
know what you did last summer.
Gotcha. Understood.
I don't know who they is, but they know.
Can I delete individual messages from the chain?
The AI informs you it received a executive command code to delete the message, and it does.
Okay.
Permanently delete it.
So I'll delete that one. Yeah, make sure that one's there. The rest of the chain is good to go. Tell the AI, just store it. They're gonna need a day or two. Just have that. You gonna use PowerPoint? You know, the thing with the slides that shows people information?
Yes, I am aware of PowerPoint, Drake.
Alright, can you put together a presentation or something? Do like the cool animations where it like slides like and then it like spins and it like fades and like that makes it fun. I gotta
Would you
go.
like me to use Mr. Paperclip? You're unsure if that was sarcasm.
I don't know what like, if it helps, sure, whatever you need.
Acknowledged.
You have full access to PowerPoint. And again, in kind of a downer mood, especially after getting that message, he actually goes to not to his room, but to his gym, and immediately gets to work doing different. Just goes straight into training. Goes to one of the wooden dummies and just does the kind of like prep work of, you know, just pa, you know, just until his arms start to bleed, his knuckles start to bleed, and then the last shot would kind of be he starts off, he's training, and you can kind of see as he gets focused for the first time, his normally completely, he's ripped, got like that he's had his shirt off all the time, and we talked about in the scene where we went back in time, no one ever sees scars on his body. And then as he's getting into the focus of it all, the scars slowly start to come back out as the life magic he uses to hide them slips away.
And some of them are brands.
Yeah.
And then the camera fades away one more time this season to the enemy. You see the Sisterhood, led by what remains of the Sisterhood anyway, minus Lacey, led by Tamara, in a new ritual circle. Looks a lot like the old one, but it's not the same house. Tamara, unlike the last time when Leo clawed Lacey almost to death, doesn't look annoyed, because apparently whatever happened with Lacey went according to plan that time. Even when you kill them, they win. There's still a fourth member. It's just a shadow. Until the dramatic cinematic lighting hits it, and you see that it's Father Vega's soul, Tulpa. Shit! Participating in the ritual. And the ritual is coming to a climax. And this is, you can just tell from the accoutrements, picture whatever movie you want, this is definitely a demon summoning ritual, straight up black magic. Only the demon, when the ritual completes, the ground shakes and the circle actually cracks, but no demon appears. But the light in the room seems to go out even though the candles are still lit. They're just not illuminating anything beyond the wick. And then the camera moves up to see that at the head of the circle, like a little throne was built, and on the little throne, an effigy was placed. It's like a scarecrow. Like a wicker scarecrow. And even though it is just a wicker scarecrow, it is freaky as shit. And it's got weird things intertwined through it, and it's very realistic with the hands and the arms and the feet and the legs and the torso and the head and the face. And it's got various precious things making up the head especially. And it's very, Very old. It is evident that it's magic holding this thing together. Tens of thousands of years old. Aeons, perhaps. Something's wrong with it, though. It's missing an eye. Should be 2 rich emerald green eyes, but there's only 1. That's weird. A voice echoes up from the cracked ground. An old voice, full of power and ancient majesty. Why have you awoken me? Why should I not consume you? And it's the Tulpa that answers. And the Tulpa steps into the ritual circle and says, you should consume me, and you will understand. There's a crack of energy, and then the Tulpa explodes. It's just shadow and mist, but if they'd been human, that'd been messy. Somewhere far back away in New England, you're walking past Father Vega's room, Drake, when you hear Father Vega scream and like a thump wham, like falling out of bed. That didn't sound good.
I'm gonna roleplay this, actually.
You should.
In the mood that he's in. Can't handle drugs, don't take them. And heads back to where he's going.
The scene moves back to the supervillains. And the voice is laughing. It's the kind of laugh that doesn't seem funny and would probably make your eyes bleed if you actually heard it. In fact, Tamara's are bleeding.
Oh, God.
I understand now. You found her. You found my eye. Oh, I like her. I wonder if she knows that I'm part of her because she consumed it. I wonder if my signs have begun to manifest yet. And all of the sisters drop to their knees, and Tamara says, brace yourselves, World of Darkness fans. Tell us what we must do, Azrael. And then the camera fades away. And that's where we leave it until season 2.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay, I just want to say one thing. Ah! Sophie, what did you do?
I just wanted to say one thing. I didn't do it.
What did you do? Like, fuck. Did you like eat some bad steak or something that was actually demon flesh or something?
She made out with Satan. I tried to warn her, and
It's not missing a steak, Leo. It's missing an emerald.
You ate its eyeball? Just kidding. But oh my
It's up
god.
to Sophie to tell you in season 2 or not.
Wow.
The cast, who aren't necessarily Ancient World of Darkness fans, in Demon the Fallen, Azrael is one of the original 5 lieutenants of Lucifer who end up trapped on Earth. They're bound to their effigies. They're as powerful as gods.
Wait, we have to wait how long for this?
A year?
Yep.
Oh
a
my...
year.
Wait, no. Wait. A whole year? We have to wait a whole year for
And
this.
it's not a whole year, no.
No.
Okay,
Just kidding.
good, because I was about...
Season 2 comes at some undisclosed point in the fall, don't worry.
Okay,
Whole year
because...
my ass.
and then I found out what happened to my character.
Oh yeah, because Drake didn't even bother checking on you.
Wow, what an
He
asshole.
falls off the bed all the time. Like,
It's just normal.
Don't do drugs,
Getting
kids.
old.
You're tripping, like, leave you to your own thing, man.
And basically, Sophie stole the Eye of Vecna. That's very appropriate, Narf.
wait, what's Vecna?
It's a D&D reference.
Oh, okay.
However, we're not done tonight. We're not moving on to the outro and votes yet. Because you're an awesome audience, so we want to make sure you're hyped enough to stay for season 1 of our next show. So I'm handing it to Sophie, aka Rachel, to talk about vampires for a few minutes.
Hey, but you throw something like that at me.
I know, while you're
shit.
shell-shocked. Perfect.
Give her like 5 seconds of
Jesus.
some deep breathing. And then
Yeah.
she'll be ready.
Yeah, no, like more deep breathing than that. Like,
Couple minutes to process.
Yeah, just process this with the audience. Like, how are you feeling? What's going through your mind? Sit back, relax. I'll write notes.
I mean, I guess I gotta get some green contacts now. Like, is it just the one eye that's going green, or are both of them going green?
By the time season 2 begins, both of your eyes will be a rich emerald, and some of those wonderful hair streaks will be starting to turn green. Because he's part of you, and he's awake now.
Wait. What's he look like? Because his eyes are green, but his hair is also
his
green.
his effigy's eyes are emeralds. You have no idea.
Oh,
what
so
an
the hair is
you have
just-
no idea what an archdemon looks like. Probably whatever the hell it wants to.
It is a demon after all, and I'm
Valid.
pretty sure if it showed you true form, you'd never be the same.
It probably looks like darkness, pain, and misery.
Yeah.
Amen.
Although, Tyler and I worked a little bit about this ahead of time. Sophie is currently like, demons are shit.
Yeah.
You know, smart them
'Cause whatever
easy.
happened, she got away with it for like a decade.
Now, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I outsmarted a demon. That's pretty cool.
Of course, Sophie also has no idea this particular demon is as old as the planet.
Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Player
So let's-
question.
Yes.
Azrael and so the blades that Gabriel has of Hadriel.
Mhm.
How to words. Would they be involved in any form? The Azrael and Hadriel,
I don't know.
like enemies or?
I don't know. Would I give you knives that would interact with the demon that's going to affect Sophie?
Probably. Because you're evil deep down inside.
That's gonna be
None
a
of the
really-
magic items you were given were random.
That's gonna be really interesting dynamic in season 2.
Yeah, it will.
So I got.
Wouldn't it be fascinating if the two of you became lovers and then one of you represented the demon and one of you represented the angel, and you had to recreate Lucifer and Michael? That'd be a thing to see.
Okay, so how I see that playing out is like a yaoi situation. I'm just kidding. No, but it could work out. It's like Romeo and Juliet. You know, they both die in the end,
that
but
worked out.
it's fine.
Oh yeah,
Fine, everything's fine.
that worked completely fine.
Yep.
Oh my god. Anyway.
So Rachel, how about that vampire? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Starlight and smoke.
Yeah.
How about vampire? Yeah, so my plan is for all of you to start as newly embraced mortals. I've got some cool stuff planned. And oh, so do you have any questions? Does our audience have any questions? Yeah, so the idea is that all of the political structures in Los Angeles, all of the vampiric political structures, none of them have enough power to exert control over the entire city. And so everyone is trying to fight with what they have. There's no army. It's just a almost like a three-way guerrilla war. You can't use army tactics. You can't even use the army tactics to count for vampire. And so what's happening is that the Sabbat needs to take a particular strategic location, and they need a whole bunch of cannon fodder and that's how you're gonna start.
Okay.
Nice.
Vendables.
So we're disposable, is what I gather.
Yes.
As the FNGs, that sounds about right.
So
Can they play Immortals from the Highlander movies? No, because they're shovel heads.
So
By which I mean, you got pranged over the head with a shovel and then buried in a shallow grave after being turned into a vampire, and you've got to dig your way out. Yes, Zach rules. Everyone is going to start on humanity. Yeah.
And what does
you
the
need
term
time.
on humanity mean?
Yeah, so here's the thing is that humanity is a really cool thing. I actually talked about this in the podcast with Tyler and Sean earlier. So humanity is a really cool mechanical
Part
innovation.
1 of 2.
Yeah. So humanity is a really cool mechanical innovation, and it sort of tracks your character's moral degeneration. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. Most normal people are at a 7. So if you commit a humanity sin, so if you hurt someone, cause harm, cause pain, you've got to make a humanity check. And if you lose humanity, like, you become more and more callous and more numb to violence. And so, like, when you're at humanity 10, like, selfish thoughts will provoke a humanity check because you're at, like, the pinnacle of human morality. So most people are at a 7, where they're like, you have selfish thoughts all the time, you, like, will say mean things to someone you don't like, but you're not going to kill anyone.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Tyler did say that these two worlds were linked. Will we see some of the aftershock from this game or anything like that?
I will have to talk to Tyler about that because I'm planning on setting my game in Los Angeles. And so your characters are going to start pretty much on the bottom rung of knowing what's going on. So it's possible that, like, as you sort of climb the ranks of the Sabbat, you're like, oh, there's something weird going on in New England.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was wondering, so like the movies, and I know that's a terrible question. Like the movies, are the vampires in your game going to be enemies with people like Garou?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any allies that they have?
Any allies that vampires have? No. Oh,
So,
demons.
oh, demons. Oh,
But that's bad.
interesting. So not like changelings or anything.
No.
Just demons.
Yeah, so the thing with the Sabbat is that they are creatures of the worm, which is inimical to Garou. So Garou encounters Sabbat, especially the Sabbat who have rejected their humanity, and they're like, oh, this corrupt bitch gotta die. And because Sabbat vampires are very unchanging, they just, like, radiate banality. And so changelings are like, oh, we gotta leave right now.
That explains so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
As for the crossover, yes, but not until season 1 of Starlight and Smoke is over, because then Rachel and I can conspire on crossing over guest stars.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Ooh, yeah, that's exciting too.
Because
Especially for next season of Mage.
yeah, because, like, if Gabriel, like, finds himself in LA with 2 dots of true faith, he's going to wreck their shit.
Yeah.
Good to know that did not totally. Oh my god, that makes more sense for Sophie now. Fuck. Sophie would be on the vampire side. Gabriel would not. But Sophie's branded with.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that Sophie would be into the Sabbat, because she would, like, look at what they're up to and, like, okay, that is just excessive. Like, I get what you're going for, but you do not need that much blood. Down for
She's
the
like,
heresy, though.
I'm goth. You're just trying too hard.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, what other cool things can I talk about? Yeah, so
I've got a thing, because I got a side message.
Yeah?
For random reasons. This is using V20, but it's using the lore, most of it, from V5. Rachel is much more familiar with the V20 rules, and a rules jump would make the game less smooth. So that's what's happening. It's between the two. The rules of one, the lore of the other.
Yeah, and like not the entire lore, because like I don't like the beckoning, so I'm not going to use it. I do like the Second Inquisition, so I am going to use that. I also feel like I don't necessarily need the beckoning because I am accomplishing the narrative goal that I want of all of the power brokers in this city are gone. But it's because this random Setite betrayed everybody, and now everybody's dead.
Oh, Setites.
Which is
okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but what's the beckoning?
Oh, it's a thing in V5 where all of the elder vampires, so all of the ones who are like 150, 200 years and older, feel this strange compulsion to go to the Middle East. And so there's this whole conflict between vampires, between Chimeria, a Sabbat, within the Chimeria, within the Sabbat. It had a very unfortunate name when the game first came out, so I prefer to call it the Eternal Struggle. And so it was always like, it's like a fractal chess game where these incredibly ancient vampiric monsters have pawns to do their bidding, and eventually these pawns become centuries-old vampires in their own right, and they embrace along and along down the lines. So you, as like 10th generation vampire, you're being pushed and pulled by forces that are like 3,000 years old that you don't know about and you can't control. And so the beckoning is sort of like meant to do kind of like a little bit of a setting reset to get back to the first edition vibe where you're all back to very street level stories because all the leadership is gone. All the ancient vampires who are running cities and doing stuff and controlling territory are all gone.
So basically, right now, all the leadership positions are up for the pickings right now.
New blood.
In a sense.
Yeah, not so much in the Sabbat, but so definitely among the Camarilla and among the Anarchs, because everybody is trying to fight for territory that they can hold. And
well,
so
no, I meant like territory in general. Like this is kind of like a good time for the Sabbat to be like, hey, we can control LA if we do it right.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what's going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because like I've been working on like a real fun map because like Google Maps has this thing where you can like outline little territories, and I'm like, all right, Anarchs are here, and here's where the Camarilla is, and here's another pocket of Camarilla, and here's like the big Sabbat stronghold right in the middle of the city. I'm basing it on this. So I went to this Devil's Night party one year. It was like so cool. It was this big like 4-story ruined mansion in West Adams, and like it even had a basement. You don't get basements in California. And it was just like this really glorious decayed building that we got to party in on Devil's Night. It was so much fun, and I'm making that the Sabbat cathedral. So like
jealous right now.
Yeah,
So jealous.
So be like, all right, well, that was like a really cool building, and so that's gonna be like main Sabbat HQ. And then I did Vampire Lab for a while, and one of the locations where we played was like this like trailer in the middle of like a truck depot. But so it was like semis like all the way down, semis and portables all the way down, and then you get to this elevated trailer way in the back, and you go inside and it's like full-on goth music video.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, well, that's where they're gonna be havening. So
One
like
more
there's
question.
like, yes.
Zach asked about the Gehenna Wars.
So depending on how season 1 goes, I have notes for a project that I wanted to work on, Storyteller's Vault. There was going to be a rewrite of the Time of Judgment, working titled Double Jeopardy because that amused me. So depending on how season one goes, I might start doing Gehenna plotlines. Also got to work that out with Tyler for crossover purposes, because I'm like, hey Tyler, what if all the vampires just like start dying and lose their shit? And also, can I change the cosmology in this particular way?
Also, that's good crossover meat, because we must remember Harry has the flaw, Massasotize. He's got a vampire he's tied to.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wait.
I remember.
Wait.
I completely forgot about that.
What? I do not recall even knowing about this. Please
Yeah,
explain.
no, I remember that.
Very first session. It was a long time ago.
She's Tremere.
Yep.
Wait.
The reason you haven't heard about it is we're saving it till we see what happens in season 1 of the vampire game, because that's the natural way to cross it over through him.
It never came up after that session, probably, so you're excused. Don't worry about it. It never came up in conversation ever.
It really didn't.
I mean, it wasn't like Harry's character was gonna say, like, I gotta go hang out with my vampire sister, guys. Is that cool with you? I'll be right back.
I honestly thought that like Harry went with a different background because nobody said anything about it. I'm like, okay, I guess we're not doing that.
Yeah, Gabriel. He totally had to suddenly, last second in the middle of a mission, run back home to the council.
Yeah.
His sister called him.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I somewhat am starting to remember that, thanks to Rachel's comment.
Now I kind of just really want to see like Tyler and Harry do like a one-on-one with like maybe a guest star for the sister.
Season
That'll
2
probably happen with like a scene with just him, yeah. But I think that's a lot of good foreshadowing so that people will want to come watch vampires happen. But for now, Seekers, for an entirety of season 1, we heard the screams from the cellar where the hidden stairs or hallways went to Inferno. Smelled the blood and burnt flesh from those sacrificed to long-remembered gods like Fenrir. You saw glimpses from beyond the veil multiple times. But now you must return to your fitful slumber until season 2 of White Walls. Or perhaps your slumber will become eternal until you wake up undying next week. We thank you for journeying with us and hope to see you for V20 next week. Don't forget to click follow on Twitch and subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. We appreciate you all. Special thanks tonight to our patrons and Twitch subscribers. You help make our quality better, our cosplay sharper, and help us feed all of our cats and dogs. There are many. Thanks also to Helmgas, Onyx Path Publishing, White Wolf, and Modivius for the awesome games we use in this story, as well as Dark Somnium Music, Darren Curtis Music, Savick Music, and the Helmgas Kult Divinity Lost soundtrack. Awaken Seekers of Enlightenment, tell us who you are, and the next time people can find you on our shows and elsewhere on the internet.
Hello, everybody. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I play Drake Jones. And the next time you will find me will be Tuesday on the Onyx Path Twitch channel, doing a one-shot of Scarlands run by Patty Shakes. Patty Shakes _.
Hey everybody, I have enjoyed playing Gabriel and I'm so sad to see him go until season 2. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, because I am ever. You can find me playing again tomorrow night in Dune with the magnificent Marron Recluse, aka Eric.
Hey, I'm Eric. You can find me online at Marron Recluse on Twitter, and I played Jose Vega this evening, and you can find me here also for Dune tomorrow.
Okay, hello. My name is Rachel. I have been playing Sophie the Mind Mage. You can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. I will also be here tomorrow, Monday evening, for Dune, in which my character is probably still like, over finding out her heritage and who her father-in-law is. That'll be great. You can also find me Onyx Path on Thursdays, where I run Changeling the Dreaming Game. And then I will be back here on Friday running a really fun showcase of a game that I contributed to that is currently on Kickstarter. And we are $295 away from meeting our
Close.
$240 away from meeting our stretch goal. It's amazing. It's called Mora, the cinematic role gaming system. I will be running Punching Nazis, which is the genre I wrote. It's a lot of fun. Guess what you get to do? So that will be Friday evenings at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Hello, my name is Jared, and today I played Leo. That shit was crazy. But anyways, you can find me at Real Life Jared, pretty much everywhere. Next time you can find me is going to be on Sundays. I'm the Sunday guy usually. And you would find me playing with me and Eric, playing Unknown Armies. That shit was intense today, like, in Unknown Armies, so I am looking forward
Good
to
show.
the next session. Like,
If you
that
didn't
shit
see
was
it, check the
intense.
VOD.
So,
And I am Eldritch Echoes Online. You will, of course, find me tomorrow looking at my spreadsheet going, okay, what the hell am I doing as the Spy Master now, and who am I betraying? It's getting to be a spreadsheet already, 3 episodes in. But I'm also going to point out Thursday, Alien the RPG, come see the prologue and watch us make characters. For Acid and Ice, it's going to be badass.
I'm so sad I can't play Jonesy.
No.
I'll find a season eventually where we can play in a day you could play. And now, for the Ride or Die viewers, it's vote time. And this is a season closer, meaning every vote is worth XP, so you're going to need to get your pencil ready.
Yes.
Begin, audience and players. It's 1 XP per vote, and Ever's going to clean house.
Ever and
yeah,
I know
shit,
why.
100%.
Why do you do
Are any
this
of you
to
not
me?
going to give it to Ever? Let me ask that.
That's an easier question to ask.
Yeah, no, Ever's gonna get it. You like,
Just-
oh my god,
Just to make it official, just go around the horn. Ever.
Ever.
That's not nice.
Eric,
A
make
very
it
different
official.
definition of what we think of as nice. You earned every one of them, so yeah.
100%.
Fuck.
Yeah, Ever, I would also vote for you for the singing, which was amazing, and also because like our characters finally resolved the will they won't they that we've been playing around with for the entire season. So it resolved in a way that I honestly did not expect, but it's really cool, and I can't wait.
Who are you voting for, Ever?
So I kind of want to give it to Leo for his celebration. However, Drake stuck to his guns about no alcohol, no
branding.
shrooms, no branding, despite the negative effects that will have on him in the future, the negative repercussions. But the trauma, so much trauma, and I honestly expected Steve to go with us with the whole, like, at least the branding bit.
Yeah.
When he said no, I was like, the fuck?
As the GM, I'm glad he stuck to his guns, even though the player knows that's detrimental to the character. In future
Incredibly
seasons.
detrimental, but
I definitely agree.
Audience-wise, we got 2 votes for Ever from Tony and Narf, but Narf says honorable mention to Vega for saying Jesus Christ. And Zaftig Tanzerin votes for Voodoo Arcade for the shopping spree.
the shopping spree. Thank you.
Audience, you can keep voting until the reel stops running and we will check in. But instead of my usual outro, the audience has requested that they hear you all howl.
Oh no.
Wolf
I am
pack.
so for that.
Can we get like a countdown, like a 3, 2, 1 howl?
Steve, lead away. No, Leo, lead the way. It's your pack.
Oh lord. Okay.
Give yourself some space with your microphone.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, you should all back up from your mics a little and count them down from 3, Leo.
Okay. So, 3, 2, 1.
And we'll see you next week for Vampire. Good night.
Night.